Now, you've been a candidate for elective office on more than one occasion?
Yes. I ran for Congress in California. It was a fledgling campaign, didn't get very far, got my feet wet. This was in 2000. I was running for the 2002 election. 9/11 happened. It kind of screwed up finances for a lot of people. I also ran for state representative in a ticket.
That was here in Massachusetts.
It was the Second Franklin out in the Athol area, Athol to Greenfield, and tried to get the stickers necessary. Sticker campaigns are really rough to do.
Amen.
Got on the ballot for 2008, and the person that I ran against was incumbent, three-term incumbent. I basically gave the voters a choice because I ran purely on an economic development platform. I had specific details on what I planned on doing, and I gave the people a choice. If you like the way things are now, vote for the incumbent and don't complain. And every time I come back to the district, people are complaining.
Let's call this like a lightning round. I have 12 questions here, and I know in journalism you're not supposed to look for one-word answers, but I want to just see how conservative is Bob Parks.
Okay.
Question 1, on abortion, pro-life or pro-choice?
Pro-life.
Pro-life. Gay marriage, for or against?
Against.
Okay. Gays in military, for or against? Arizona's legislation against illegal immigration?
For it.
Cuban embargo, lift or retain?
Retain.
Statehood for Puerto Rico, for or against?
That's dicey because I believe the people in Puerto Rico should decide that they have not wanted it thus far. I don't know if they're going to want it this time. I think that's an island rights issue.
Electoral college, retain it or go to a popular vote for the presidential election?
Retain it.
Retain it. Nuclear power, safe or unsafe?
Safe.
Obamacare, good or bad?
Bad.
Affirmative action?
Romney care was worse.
Affirmative action, for or against?
Against.
Okay. And the death penalty, for or against?
For.
For. All right. So how do you rate on those 12 questions?
I would like to think I'm a consistent conservative.
Okay. All right, now, President Barack Hussein Obama is now one-third of his way through his term. How do you rate his job performance so far? Is he better, worse, or exactly what you expected?
Now, you want me to be honest on this show, right? Okay, I won't pull the punches. First of all, I find it laughable to have a black man who's always complaining about his inheritance. But let's look at this as a football analogy, because football is a lot less important in our society than the President of the United States. Let's think back when Bill Belichick first took control as the coach of the Patriots.
Right.
About a quarter of the way through the season, if they had only won one game, what would we be thinking about him if he turned around and blamed Bill Parcells, the former coach,
right,
for the players that he had, for the strategy that he had, for everything, for the seasons and the reputation the team had up to that point? What would we be thinking about Bill Belichick? We probably wouldn't be thinking a whole hell of a lot of him. Barack Obama needs to grow up. Okay, he's the President of the United States. At some point, the job is yours. You can't be blaming people. You can't be blaming the economy. You know, he's been in there long enough that it now has his fingerprints on it. And at some point, he has to stop talking down to the American people like we're a bunch of petulant children. He needs to grow up, take responsibility for what's going on, and if he can fix it, fix it. There are certain things that the government's not meant to be involved with and meddling.
Let's focus on the current leadership of the Republican Party, both here in Massachusetts and nationally. Do you have an opinion on Jennifer Nassau, the current state party chairman?
You want to talk about the leadership in Massachusetts? What leadership?
All right. You said it, not me.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of Jennifer Nassau or the party, right, because the party has shown it's not formidable. They try too hard to reach out to an opposition that has its foot on our necks and is squeezing down. Okay, you can't reason with people who want your destruction as a party. Reaching out to the other side has not worked. Why we continue to do it, I don't understand. Again, the Tea Party has shown if you give the voters clear choices, conservatism, republicanism, tends to draw more of the independents your way, enough to give you that winning margin. We do not do that. We continue to lose. The national leadership,
Michael, same
you
question.
can get me started on Michael Steele. Michael Steele was an opportunist from the day he first lobbied for that job. I think he's in over his head. He hasn't spent a whole lot of time doing the things he needs to do. There are donors that want to give money to the National Party. They just want to be asked. Michael Steele doesn't even have the time to give them phone calls. So there's certain things that the party, right now they're on this campaign, they want to ask the people what we want. No, wait a minute. We sent them there for leadership. They're pandering to us, and those things are going to come back and bite us. We have a golden opportunity for a great, successful November, and these people are capable of yanking victory from the jaws of defeat, or it's the other way around.
His term runs out, I believe, in January of 2011. Is there anybody on the horizon that you see as
Well, I said, and I got
replacement for him?
in a lot of trouble because during the last presidential campaign, I said Sarah Palin would be an outstanding RNC chair.
Okay.
I don't know if we've ever had a woman.
Not in my memory.
Was Elizabeth Dole? No, she wasn't.
No, that's the Red Cross, I think.
Okay, so no, but I mean, anyone who the left hates and is on a seek and destroy mission, that's consistently, that's someone who, and she draws people to events, people would donate. I think she'd be outstanding for that position.
Another question would be, are you aware of who his famous former brother-in-law is, Michael Steele's?
No.
His sister was married to Mike Tyson.
Really?
I wonder what the dinner table was like. The last question is, now that the racial barrier was broken and a black man was elected president of the United States, what barrier do you think could be broken next? Could we see a woman president, an Hispanic, an Asian, Jewish, Mormon, whatever, openly gay?
Sure, and the barriers for women were already broken when Condoleezza Rice was the first female national security advisor, and then later the second black Secretary of State. First,
She wasn't the first woman,
female, but there were barriers broken with Colin Powell. Unfortunately, since they were Republican and black, they weren't celebrated as they would have normally been. But yes, there are barriers that can be broken. One of the problems, though, that is happening in the left is seizing upon the fact that disapproval of Barack Obama is not because he's not doing a good job. It's because people hate and are racist. That's how they are labeling the Tea Party, because they are opposed to Barack Obama and it's just another way that the left likes to use minorities to get what they want. Barack Obama and his Justice Department, which I have called the Just Us Department, by not going after the Black Panthers, are showing that these people are almost to the point of a Richard Pryor parody of a presidency, where the brothers get off and the white people and the white institutions are all going to be torn down, all the businesses, all the corporation. We're going to take that money and give it to or as Barack Obama puts it, ordinary people, and people are waiting for I want my Obama money, okay? He's destroying this country, and I wrote a piece called The Last Black President, because unless Barack Obama changes what he's doing and his approach and shows some humility, he could very well be, just like I believe Deval Patrick is going to be the last black governor in the state of Massachusetts. With the only difference is if the next black president or the next black governor of Massachusetts would both be Republican.
Well, we have to wrap it up, but Bob, I want to thank you for being here.
We've been meaning to do this for a long time, and thanks a lot for having me on.
And your website
is black-and-right.com.
Today's Republican Voice is an independent production and is not affiliated with the Massachusetts Republican State Committee or the Republican National Committee. This program is a forum where Republican leaders and activists from across the political spectrum can express their views on the issues of the day. If there's a subject you'd like to see covered on today's Republican Voice, please contact me at cabletv1@yahoo.com or by mail at Malden Access TV, 145 Pleasant Street, Malden, Massachusetts. Thank you for tuning in, and I wish to thank the staff of Malvern Access Television, for the use of their studio.